it will almost be disrespectful to myself because the brand will be in competition with that headliner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but with the artists, not saying that these artists are below me or I don't appreciate them. No, I just want to make clear that Barz On Wheels is working on basically destroying that norm.
Yeah.
And just simply inspiring artists to just go to these events with that, that opportunity, with that chance, with that chance in mind.
To have fun.
Exactly. Just to go experience it, have fun, support others. And in the chance of you rolling the dice, you actually get the numbers you want and you win and you get picked. It's a win-win.
What's going on, everybody? Elijah here with KILJOYmagazine, back for another round with my good friend Manny of Barz On Wheels. Man, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing amazing, bro. Busy day, but we here, bro. We're making it happen. I've been looking forward to this, bro. To this day.
Yeah, I always love talking to you. I don't know if it's me. I always look the best when we're on the couch. Like the last couple of times, I think I wore the same shirt the last 2 times, but
yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just something about figuring out what's new in the Barz On Wheels world.
Facts.
It makes me feel good inside, man.
That's dope. I mean, that's a good thing to hear, bro. That's the goal. So yeah, I appreciate that.
You're back from pop-up, right? The last weekend?
Yes. Yeah, this past weekend.
Let's talk about it, man. I wasn't able to go. It was my birthday party that day.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Wait, that was your birthday?
It was, my birthday party. Me and my girl have the same birthday. So
got it.
yeah,
Okay.
I was celebrating that, but I saw it was a success. Tell me about it, man. How was it?
It was beautiful, bro. If I was really to simplify it, I think with the thing special about this event, bro, is that there was no idea of what it was going to be. Right. So I knew for sure that my goal, especially with the whole Proud to Pay system, my goal for this event was to set a standard, bro. That was the goal for this event, right? Because with the whole Proud to Pay system, right, people don't, truly, because we haven't done an event before, people don't have an idea what they're proud to paying for, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, they have no expectation, right, of a show or event that Barz On Wheels has done before, right? So in my mind, I was like, well, if I want people to truly invest, whatever money that it is, right, they have to have an idea. Right. So obviously for this one, I wasn't expecting like crazy profits. Like, that wasn't my goal. My goal was to set a standard and make it clear who the fuck Barz On Wheels is and what we provide. And with that, with that event, I'm providing an amazing experience that you, for the next event, you would, pay whatever, a higher number. That was the goal. And I think that's what we did, bro. A lot of people were happy. They were satisfied. They were able to perform. The freestyles were amazing, bro. And this time, it was handpicked. So I handpicked the best ones. So
from the crowd? Or?
No, from an online competition that we had. So we had a freestyle competition on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. And from those people, fans, I chose the best. So the lack of talent, that was not a thing, bro. There was no lack of talent there.
Right.
It was truly the best of the best. And they all delivered, bro. And everyone was supportive. The food was great. We did the season finale. It was just family, bro. It was like truly as like cringy or cheesy it might be. Truly, it felt like a community, bro.
A community.
Yes, and it really felt like a family reunion. That's what it felt like. Yeah. So yeah, it was an amazing event, bro. We truly set a standard.
That's dope. I know earlier you said. I think even the last time we talked about it, you implemented this Proud to Pay system. What is that? Just for people who don't know. Yeah.
So Proud to Pay is simply a payment system where I allow you as the fan to decide how much that event, that whatever you're buying is worth to you. Right? So in this case, for the show, people were able to pay whatever amount they wanted. So some people, I think the lowest someone paid was $1. And the highest amount somebody paid was $200, right? And that's not including the merch sales, right? So simply just to be there in our presence and experience a Barz On Wheels event, someone paid most of $200, right? I think the median was like 20. It was like $22, I think I would say. But regardless of what it was, like that is what it is. Proud to Pay is you decide what it is worth to you, and that's what you donate. So
and this was to get into
that was simply just to get into the event. Yeah,
that's dope, man. So talk about the event. I know you handpicked the artists to freestyle. Did they all show up, or was it kind of like you got to be there in order for me to pick you?
Yeah. So I think and this kind of like leads to some issues that we had like towards the end of the show. But
let's talk about it.
I wanted to make sure that if you really fucked with Barz On Wheels and you really fucked with the community that we had, you are gonna do that everything possible to be there. Right. And not only for yourself, right, in a selfish manner, but also to support others, right? That was important for me, right? Because I think with all these other events, it's simply you go for that one act, right? Whether that's the final act or your friend or whatever it is, and you get the fuck out of there, right? You go in for 10 minutes, get the fuck out of there, right? But how do I make sure that everyone's there for an entire time, everyone gets the full experience, right? And I was thinking, I was like, well, if I don't really give them the set list beforehand, then they're walking in there believing that they're going to perform. Right, so I think we got over maybe 100 submissions for the freestyles, right, on TikTok and Instagram, YouTube. But I said I'm only going to choose 30. But you have to be there at the event, and I'm going to call people randomly, one by one, just to make it more dramatic.
Oh, shit.
But also to ensure that you're supporting not only yourself, but you're supporting everyone else around you. Yeah. So at the end, it's not like, oh, fuck that guy. Like, let me go up. No. You fucking wait your turn if you get called, and if you don't, that's completely fine because you still experience the Barz On Wheels event.
Right.
Unfortunately, though, some people weren't happy, though.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
Some people were fucking upset, bro. They there was a person, there was this girl that came up to me at the end, towards the end, like right in the final act, and because I was like, I got 2 people left, and they come up to me, he's like, hey, so, basically she said I scammed them. That was the whole thing, right? And that she was like, why didn't you tell my homie that he was gonna perform or not? Why didn't you set the list before? Right. Why didn't you tell people? And as she's like complaining and everything, in my mind I was like, I don't think you're understanding how insulting you're being, right? But also how disrespectful you're and ruin your opportunity to be on Barz On Wheels. Right. Because that energy, I don't need that. I truly do not fucking need that shit.
Yeah.
So if you're not gonna support fucking the next person right next to you, support me, my family, everyone else that are there. We do not need you. So some people were unhappy, but I made it very clear at the end, like, I would love to have everyone on, like, to perform, right? I would love to have everyone on stage, but unfortunately, because of time, because of the venue, because of the cost, I'm not in a position to do so. And it's, in contradiction to, like, the first pop-up, right? That was straight up spontaneous. It was, yo, pull up, guys.
Let's see what we can get done.
See what we can get, right? In the situation that first pop-up, fucking 200 people showed up and 100 people wanted to freestyle, I would have been fucked because not everyone would have stayed to listen to everybody, right? Yeah. But I'm grateful the way it happened, and I think it was like 60, 70 people, maybe like 25 participated in a freestyle. That's a great number, and it doesn't get people tired. You don't get bored, right. And it keeps the momentum going. So I made it very clear with them. The number I set is strategic. The amount of time they have to freestyle, strategic is for a reason. And I make sure that we keep the flow going because I don't want people to get tired of freestyles. Yeah. So
that's dope. The system you implemented, man. I'll be honest, I've never heard of that. As far as like because a lot of the shows that I go to or I hear about, there's a set list. You know what I mean? Every artist knows when they're performing, if they're performing, even like the attendees, people who are going.
Facts.
They know that
they know who's
gonna
do it
too.
Yeah.
So I can see how like, oh well, shit, my favorite artist is coming on at 10:30. I'm not gonna show up till 9 o'clock.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I can see how it is a double-edged sword, where it's like, all right, it kind of keeps people guessing. Like, oh, I have no idea when they're gonna perform. I need to be there the whole time.
Facts.
And as far as on the artist side, it's also the same thing. They're like, well, I don't know if I'm going to perform as well. But I do see it is all support at the end of the day.
Yeah, you're there for you're not wasting your fucking time. Yeah. I received maybe 2 negative messages after, like one saying like, thanks for wasting my time. I went there, I drove there, and I waited, and you didn't call me up. So I told them, like, unfortunately, I'm sorry you feel that way. It's unfortunate that not everyone could perform. I would love for everyone to perform, but I did make the instructions clear. And I didn't deceive you. I didn't scam you. I was very transparent. 30 motherfuckers are gonna perform. It could be a yes or no for you. Yeah. You gotta take that chance if you really fuck with the show.
You gotta roll the dice.
Yeah. If you don't fuck with it, then don't fuck with it. Like, it's fine. Yeah. Cause I got artists for days who want to perform. I am not desperate for artists now. Right. Like I got artists for days.
Y'all are doing this shit from the first pop up till now.
Facts.
You experienced that big jump, a lot more support. Mm-hmm. You can get recognized now in cities that are not your own.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So and we're gonna talk about that in a minute. So there's no lack of people that you need. Mm-hmm. So I can see how 1 or 2. All right, cool. You mad? Push off.
Facts.
I don't need you.
I think going back to like the set list whole concept, right? Right. I think the difference between that, obviously that method, right, of having a set list before an event, versus what we did. The biggest thing is that people or events, whoever's organizing those events, they're depending on those names
to pull up at that specific.
You know what I'm saying? So like whether that headliner, right? So that is the reason that people bought tickets, right? But in contradiction to this, like for our show, we're not dependent on anybody, and I want to make that clear. Like I am not Barz On Wheels does not depend on one single artist, and we don't. I'm not gonna beg an artist to perform, right? So whoever the fuck it is, whoever's freestyling on the show. I don't want that one person to be the reason only people come. You know what I'm saying? Like if I had like, you know, a famous person show up and I use that as like only my marketing scheme, that wouldn't fulfill me because it would almost be just disrespectful to myself because the brand will be in competition with that headliner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but with the artists, not saying that these artists are below me or I don't appreciate them. No. I just want to make clear that Barz On Wheels is working on basically destroying that norm, and just simply inspiring artists to just go to these events with that that opportunity, with that chance, with that chance in mind,
to have fun.
Exactly, just to go experience it, have fun, support others, and in the chance of you rolling the dice, you actually get the numbers you want, and you win and you get picked. It's a win-win. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want people to be like, if they don't see that headliner, it's a fucked up event.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's a good, you know, and I always walk away with certain gems. When you sit down. And like with my own personal thing, you know, I've always came to it where it's like the front cover's got to sell the issues rather than the issue itself.
The issue itself. Correct.
You know what I mean? And now moving forward, I have that in my mind. Like, you're right, because you don't want to be in competition with the headliner because they're only there to participate.
Yes.
You don't want to bank your whole buck.
Yeah, because you provided that.
Yeah.
You provided that platform. You provided that opportunity for them. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a sense of self-worth. Like, I know what the fuck Barz On Wheels and what we provide, and I would not want to fucking compete with another. I want to rest
that shoulders on anybody else.
Exactly.
Well, speaking about that real quick, so the event, you handpicked all the artists, which means I assume that they all performed to your liking.
They everyone performed well. Some people didn't show up. Just because some people were North Carolina, they couldn't afford the flight. You know what I'm saying? So things like that did happen. But I think it was like 5 people who didn't show up.
Right.
Which is cool. I just skipped them, next person. But no, they all fucking killed it, bro. They all fucking killed it, and we had a singer. We had duos. The alumni even performed, right? The people, Vinny, A. Reese.
They seem like they're part of the team now. Like
they're part of the team, bro. Yeah. Like they are an embodiment of Barz On Wheels. You know, people like Vinny, A. Reese, Ace Blizzy, for instance, Juan OG, like all these people. I want to make clear that Barz On Wheels does not stand without these people,
right?
Because they're part of the team, like you said, and you know, I really appreciate them. I respect that they never asked me for anything. I respect that they never, begged me for money. They never, insulted me. They never disrespected me, and they never questioned me.
Yeah,
they've never fucking questioned me in the way I do my show. So I do appreciate that. So for that sense, I want to build with them. And that's what I want to do with all the artists, especially the most talented ones, because they deserve it.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
So that's the fucking goal, just highlighting gems, bro. Yeah,
absolutely. So you, I saw on all the content you put out, you're just a content machine, which is what you need to be,
bro. Come on.
You need to be. But on one of the specific pieces of content, man, I saw was a little girl grabbed the mic. How old was she?
She was 4.
And she really freestyled?
Arese's daughter, actually.
Oh, of course. Runs in the family.
Yeah, runs in the family.
So
Analia is her name. Analia.
Talk about how she was able to grab the mic.
Yeah. So Arese hits me up kind of like 3/4 in of the show. Arese is like, hey, brother, can Analia freestyle? Can she go up? Because she did mention she's a big fan of the show, bro.
Yeah.
Arese invited me to a barbecue, and she was there, and she was like, hey, I know you. And I was like, from where? And she's like, you're on TV with my dad. The driving.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, and she started freestyling a little bit. Of course, she's not obviously making these sentences and rhymes and shit, but the energy's there, which is all that fucking matters, because that energy is what sells.
Age, that's all that matters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Arese comes up to me. He's like, hey, Analia would love to perform. I'm like, fuck it. Just leave her here. Stay right here. Wait for me. I'll call her up right now. Right? And I called her up, bro. Arese picks her up. And the beautiful thing, bro, is that she already looked like a star, simply because when she was up there, she looked at the crowd, and she took it in.
Confidence.
She took it in. She literally looked at everywhere. She was holding the mic. She was looking away, checking out the crowd, and there was no sense of, no doubt.
The confidence was there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was simply, all right, motherfuckers, I'm about to perform the fuck out of this.
I'm about to rip the mic.
I'm about to rip the mic type shit. And she starts like, Barz on Wheels. Barz on Wheels. Barz on Wheels. And then the crowd starts going.
Yeah.
And then she goes in, she speaks about her new trampoline that she's getting. She loves her family. Thank you for Barz on Wheels.
All the stuff a 4-year-old says.
Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful,
fucking cute as adorable things. Everyone had their phone. And oftentimes, like throughout the event, I would look away towards the crowd. I would look at the crowd and I would just take in every smile.
Right.
And in that moment, when Analia was performing and she was, everyone was like energetic, I could see everybody smile, everybody take out their phone, and everybody was like this with their partner.
Yeah. They was having a good time.
And it was a beautiful thing, bro.
I can imagine it, but I can't imagine what it feels like you being CEO, founder, I don't know, the head honcho for Barz on Wheels, throwing an event like that and just receiving all of the love and support from people that you don't even know, that you don't even know, so that's got to feel great. Even like I mentioned earlier, you went to LA and somebody recognized you on the street. How did that feel? Because I know that's just got to feel.
Bro, so I was shooting content with some friends from New York City who came to visit us to film some content. We're walking around and we're already filming, right? We're already filming, and I catch somebody mad dogging me, bro, right? And I'm like, and then he's like, Barz on Wheels?
They had the concerned look in their face. They're sitting there like,
he was like, who the fuck is that? Yeah, so he yells out Barz on Wheels, and I'm like, I look at these guys because it's a genuine reaction. Like I'm like, oh shit, guys, like this is cool. And he's like, yeah, I seen you on Instagram, bro. I follow you. I was on TikTok, this and that. And we have a cute, not cute, but a good little moment. And where we just simply he praises me and I praise him, as a respect and thank you for your time and your appreciation. And I invited him to the event. He was in crutches, so I think that was a big reason why he didn't go. But it was still cool, because it was in LA, bro, downtown LA. Like that's not where I stay at, bro.
On some random
on some random shit,
that's gotta feel
so
great.
That was dope.
Yeah, because in Bakersfield, every now and then I get recognized. Which feels amazing. I admit it's at the wrong time. It's always when I'm out getting drunk. It's never when I'm sober
not
walking
when you're
around.
Sober, yeah.
So it just makes it that much better of an interaction. Because I'm showing love.
Facts.
Yeah, so that's dope, man.
Bro, like so when we had these merch, bro, so I had a week to make the merch.
You have merch now.
Yeah, merch.
Last time you ain't have merch.
I didn't have merch. But
this is exclusive shit.
No, we got merch now. We had to have merch at the event, but we had a week. I had a week less to make to get the prints and print on it and whatever. It turns out that the reason they were created so fast, bro, especially with the hoodies and stuff, is because the owner or the person working at the front desk recognized me through Barz on Wheels.
So I know where you went to get those. I don't know if you want me to say it. I can say it.
Oh yeah, wait, do
KV.
You? Oh yeah, I did go to KV.
Shouts out KV Print.
KV Print,
my guys up there. But yeah, the dude at the front desk. Every time I go in there to get some shit done, he's like, "Hey man, I like the mag you did, or I like the event you did."
Oh, that's so
He's
sick.
a super big supporter, man, of everything.
Oh, I speak mainly with Monica.
So I
you speak with the.
I don't remember the guy's name.
Okay.
But it's the guy that works at front. I think he has longer hair.
Longer hair. Okay.
I think so. Yeah. But every time I come in there, he's always supportive. Always shows support. He always stays on top of whatever's going on.
Yeah. She surprised me. She was like, she's been looking at the dates that obviously the event is. So she was like, "Nah, this got to be a rush order. Like we gotta do it quick, guys. Like
I fuck with KV.
They're posting
good
content
guys over there.
Yeah, they're really cool. So that's really dope, bro. Yeah.
You still have merch left?
I still have. So we went with a box full of hoodies. It's like a quarter left.
You have a 2X in there?
I think I got a 2X. I gotta count it again, but I definitely got
or
a 2X.
Or a 1X. I'm losing weight. I want to get one. I want to support.
Yeah.
I fuck with the hoodies because the design, logo. It's crazy great, bro.
Oh, thanks.
I
mean, KV Print, bro.
Shouts out to my guys, KV.
Yeah.
I think this hat was made there too.
Oh, really?
Because I did a bunch of KILJOY samples.
Yeah.
And I think this was made there too. If I'm not mistaken, it was.
They're nice with it, bro. They're quick,
I got
efficient.
a bunch of samples. So it was a success, right?
Yep.
I assume you've already started working on the third pop-up. At least you're wanting to do a third pop-up.
So the day after the event, bro, or 2 days after the event, I received a message on Instagram. Is this I guess a promoter or an owner of 2 big venues in San Francisco. The Brick and Mortar, which is one of them.
I've heard of that.
And then the other one is like One Palace or One Place Music Hall, something like that. Point is, that's already in the direction we're going. So the next stop is the Bay Area. So I'm not too certain yet if it's going to be a grand event, right? Just because of how much cost and time it takes. Yeah. But I know for sure I definitely want to do a spontaneous pop up, and where if you're there in that area, support, come freestyle, something real quick, just like the first pop up we did. But the next the fourth pop up, I know for sure it's New York, New York City with my friends Josh and Co. So we're gonna do a partnership in New York City, right next in the Brooklyn Bridge type shit. And then Mexico City is the next stage for Barz On Wheels. Yeah, bro. We're gonna Barz On Wheels is gonna become Barras en Llantas.
I know exactly what that means.
It's Barz On Wheels on a whole nother platform, strictly Spanish. So my goal for this year, at the end of this year, is to obviously have that Spanish platform ready for Barz On Wheels and start incorporating artists from Mexico, and hopefully next year start traveling to Colombia, Venezuela, Argentina. All these different places in Latin America who fucking freestyle, because they're hardcore, bro. They don't play that over there, bro.
No, absolutely not.
They're fucking killers, bro. They're so hungry for an opportunity,
especially out here in America. Absolutely not. It's crazy.
Yeah, bro.
So this is a whole nother entity.
That's a whole nother state. Yes, it will be a whole nother stage of Barz On Wheels, which definitely take its time. But
so how are you gonna manage it? Because I know you're the leader. The CEO, the leader, the head of Barz On Wheels. I know you have a team and everything, but being in a similar position where I have my own creative baby, it forces me to be everything at one
once,
point.
Yes.
Yeah. How are you going to handle that moving forward?
So the way I have it in my head, it doesn't seem too difficult.
Right.
The way I broke it down is simply, if we treat, for example, like the New York proper, for instance, right? That's a weekend trip. Right, obviously it'll take weeks of preparation, but it's a weekend trip, 2-day trip, 1 day content of the actual event, the other day content and promo, right? So it go hand in hand, right? Same thing with Mexico, obviously, because it's obviously international waters, right? It will be fucking it'll be more time. So I'm thinking, if we dedicated a week, treat a week as if people would treat it as like fucking 3 months. So and the way I work and the way my team works is, I like to be as efficient and productive as possible within that 1 hour or whatever it is, right? So in this sense, I'm basically going to recreate, 2 years or 2 months and 3 months of content, and I'll make sure in that fucking week.
Yeah.
Again, it's going to take preparation, right? But the way we do content, bro, it's definitely possible, bro.
It is possible. Like I said, you guys are a content machine. I'm also worried because, like, that's a whole, like you said, you're going to take 2 or 3 months of content that you've already done for Barz On Wheels and fast forward it or whatever it is.
And do that shit in 1 week in Mexico.
Do you feel like you would need somebody else to kind of overtake your position for that specific avenue?
Yeah, so in that week, we would film, or the goal would be to film 2 seasons.
Okay.
So if we do 2 seasons, right, that's 8 episodes, 16 episodes. And that is distributed obviously in per weekly, right? 1 episode a week. So that's already that's fucking that's like 4 months of fucking content, 1 video a day,
right.
1 episode a day, right? So that's already 4 months ahead, right? So I wouldn't need another Mexico trip until after that content is done. You know what I'm saying? So that would be the strategy, right? So work ahead, right? So I wouldn't have to do another fucking visit,
right?
Just because of budget. And obviously the amount of people I have to take care of, right, and feed and all that shit. So in a week, I'm positive we could make that work and be ahead of the game. So I wouldn't have to go and depend on anybody else for that content, just because we already filmed it. In the sense of like the I guess the image, right? The image will stay the same. It'll be Joseph and I, the same thing, same GoPros and everything. It would just be in a different vehicle, whatever vehicle we rent out in Mexico.
You're able to accommodate.
So that would be like the only thing. Worst case scenario, which I have counted for, would be I would go out there with myself, maybe another person, and create that extra content.
Right.
Only if it's truly, truly necessary.
Right.
But, the way I have it is that's kind of like the way it's going to go.
Yeah.
And it'll be the same thing, bro. Like, the only other thing that I could actually imagine would be a language person. So like I speak Spanish, but I'm not fucking fluent, bro.
Yeah.
So obviously comments, captions.
You would need somebody to assist with
yes,
the
I would need somebody to
with
proofread
this
that
AI
shit.
and everything, man.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be that difficult.
Yeah.
But there's definitely like for example, if I need somebody to translate in person, like in a meeting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like obviously I can't wait.
Can't
you know?
wait.
I need somebody there.
Exactly. Human right then and there. That's dope, man. That's exciting stuff. And you haven't. I know season 3 isn't finished yet. With all of the planning you have going on, you know, with the pop-up New York, expanding the brand and everything, you guys are still deep within season 3, correct?
Yeah.
How's that going? I know you mentioned you filmed the finale. Is that close to releasing yet, or?
Yeah, so we have 3 artists left, and then the finale. So 4 artists in total, right? So we still got to drop those. I decided that this week though it was gonna be like a strict vacation for me. So that's why I didn't post, but obviously we'll keep, we'll get back with the content. But we have 4 people left, obviously including the grand finale. So that's probably like in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, probably in the next month or so. So I have no rush in obviously dropping them, as time goes. But with the event, I will say that the event planning, whoever fucking does that for a living is fucking insane. My fucking respect to you guys, because event planning is a fucking bitch, bro.
Yeah.
It's so hard and it's stressful.
You got to account for everybody, everything.
Yes.
Plan B, C, D, E. I can't imagine, even like planning the Killjoy release party was crazy because it was just me and like my friends and everything, right? And
it's impressive, bro.
Yeah.
Some people do it monthly.
They do it for a living, where they do maybe 2 or 3 events every month type shit, and they be big events. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
No,
shouts out to y'all.
Yeah,
y'all
much
heroes.
respect.
Y'all the real heroes. So with 3 or 4 episodes left in season 3, is there anything that we should be on the lookout for? Any kind of new?
Yeah.
Any kind of revolutionary thing?
So,
tell us a little bit about what we can expect.
So the special thing about season 3 is that it's going to be the first time we have Spanish freestylers, which is a great introduction to obviously the Mexico expansion that we're trying to do, right? The international Spanish brand that Barz On Wheels, right? So we have Santa Maica, she's originally from Mexico, but she lives in San Diego. Fucking amazing, killer. She's literally a battle rap queen. She's worked with Red Bull. And she's competed and she's made it to the top of those competitors, right? So she's legit, Santa Maica, and then we also have Stussy, which is a Colombian freestyler, Colombian rapper. So I'm super excited to incorporate that and start getting into that market of the Spanish, just because, bro, not every I think people have a misconception, bro, that everywhere anyone speaks fucking English.
Right, they speak English everywhere.
Yeah, but there's other fucking languages.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And there's a population, I don't know what exact, but there's a huge population of people who just consume Spanish content, right? So I'm missing out potentially reaching out to those people. So just like Mr. Beast, bro. Mr. Beast inspired that idea, how he has different fucking 7 different fucking channels with 7 different languages, right? So Spanish would be a good way to introduce that, just because I know Spanish, and it's Mexico. It's like my fucking my home country type shit.
Yeah, of course.
So that transition didn't seem too impossible to commit to. So I'm excited for it, man. It's gonna be dope.
Yeah, and we've already talked about so much stuff you have coming up in the future, which is a lot. Not the average person can't do that. You know what I mean? They can't do that. It's only somebody who really has the drive. No pun intended, because I know the car broke down on the way.
It did break down, bro. Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
But yeah, it takes somebody with a lot of drive to be able to do all of that, and yet still stack more stuff on top of that. Because a little birdie told me that you are planning an EP, a tape.
Yeah.
And I'm just a little hate. I'm a little mad because that's something that I want to do. Maybe not anywhere soon.
Got it.
Because I just, you have a team, which is great. I don't. And I want to make sure that I give everybody the best possible content I can. And I'm still very new into figuring out who's the artist, what artist, and this and that. You know what I mean? But yeah, you have a tape coming out. That's fucking dope shit.
Yeah, bro.
That's fucking dope.
You know what inspired this, bro?
What inspired this fucking tape?
So, like I told you before, Lil Russell, my biggest inspiration.
Yeah,
he is my idol. I listen to him every time, and obviously he's more of like a conscious rapper, and he like basically just speaks. He just speaks real shit.
Yeah.
And especially with, him being a business owner and growing his brand, the good company and his team, right?
Right.
Literally everything he says, bro, he is speaking to me. Like I'm listening to him, I am taking
like
everything
talking to
in.
you directly. Yeah, I know how that feels.
And like, for example, bro, recently I counted the money, how much we made for the event. Right?
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
And I counted the money and shit, and obviously I deducted my expenses, which was like the food, the venue, and all the rental shit that we rented, and the sound and whatnot. The band, for example, all of that I deducted from what I paid for. And I was looking at the numbers, bro, and I was like, fuck, bro, like I think I lost money. I definitely think I lost money. Just because I have some other final things I have to associate, and then not including the merch, right? So I think I definitely lost money. And it reminded me of LaRussell when he spoke about like my first fucking show. Like I lost 15 at the door. I invested $5K, but I lost 15 at the door type shit, right? And with this whole Proud to Pay system, like I knew that was a possibility, right? Because I could have simply said $25 everybody, and made it a good amount of money, right? You know what I'm saying? But again, that wasn't the goal. So I think for what we did and what we accomplished, I am happy. And it's just, that's like, if you're a boss, an entrepreneur, somebody who has a business, that is part of the game. And he speaks about that so much. Mm-hmm. And I'm going through my process. So when I hear him, I'm like, I'm really inspired all about it. Obviously his music, I'm jumping in, whatever. And I'm like, yo, like, I wish I could have something saying my story. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, have somebody speak for me. And we incorporated that in the pop-up, actually. So every alumni had an envelope. I made sure to give every alumni, so it was like 7 alumni, gave them an envelope. In that envelope, there was a topic or a scenario or something, or a story, right? It was their job to freestyle about that topic. So, for instance, one of the envelopes said, "I got offered $6K for the show." I provided some context to the venue, to the people, and I said, "Hey, Reese, Vinny, whatever, can you please disrespect this man who disrespected me, who insulted me with $6K offer? Do your thing, bro." Audience, here, listen. Ace Blizzy goes in and he fucking murders that shit. Freestyle, bro. Not written in fucking freestyle. Yeah. And the way he did it, how the musicians elevated, they dropped when necessary. It was a work of art, bro. Like, I can't fucking explain it, bro. It was so beautiful. So in my head, I was like, well, let me provide the topics I want the album to be about already ahead of time. Yeah. So they don't have time to think about it. And with the heat of the moment and with all the excitement and everything, they're bound to perform an amazing performance, right? Yeah. To perform amazingly. So they don't know this yet, but the topics they freestyled and what they freestyled about, how they freestyled, that's basically going to be the album. Right. They're just going to re-record it professionally. Right. That's the only thing. So I want to make sure that this album is completely freestyle and it's not written, because I want to stay true to the brand, and I want to make sure that the concept, the misconception that it only sounds good when you write it. Right. Fuck that, bro. Like, if you have the talent and you can fucking freestyle like these fucking alumni can, they could turn that freestyle into a fucking a track, and I promise you, people will listen to it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
For sure.
I mean, have you started working on it yet? Do you know where?
Yeah. So it was my main focus has been on the event. But that is something I have told them, and they don't know about that specific thing, that little detail. Right. But I want to start. I want to handpick my producers. I want to handpick the studio. I'll probably direct the music videos, the content.
Music videos as well.
The content's gonna be light work. Yeah, all out, bro. To really make a statement. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. That I can't wait to be, and I could probably do it next 2 days. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's just when you feel like you're ready. But I can't wait to do that. 'Cause that's one of the things that I strive to do with Killjoy is gain this arsenal of talent that I'm able to use to tell my story, essentially, and do a mixtape or do an album or whatever it is, do movies down the line, which is a plan of mine. So
do you have already, like I'm assuming you probably have like 3 people, solid people.
Oh, yeah, I've kept a mental note of everybody that when I'm able to do like a festival or a pop-up or anything, some of the things you've done or just whatever, I already have a mental note of who I feel like will perform well or who I have a good relationship. And some of them, mind you, have never performed a day in their life.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? Some of them are kind of new to this whole game or haven't performed, barely put music out or whatever, but it's like their talent and the relationship we have is solid enough to where I can put money in it or put backing into their talent because I know it's going to do well. You know? That, so I kept them to know I have no ideas, no plans anytime soon. But it's gonna come. It's gonna happen.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen.
I'm gonna hold you accountable to that, bro. I mean, fucking, we got cameras rolling and shit.
Y'all clip this, and I'm telling you, 2-3 years. I mean, I've been at this 2 years now. Mm-hmm. Within the next 3 years, it's gonna happen. And the crazy thing is, like I said, I've slowly and surely are keeping a Rolodex of artists and producers and everything. That way, when that time comes, all right, you're good, you're good, you're good. And I'm hoping the relationship I have with these people, they'll be interested in doing it as well.
Could I offer you a piece of advice? Only if you want it.
No, take it. I like all advice.
So right now you said you in the next 3 years or so?
In the next 3 years, that puts me at my 5-year mark.
Yeah. I would
fuck that.
I would drop that down significantly, bro. Mm-hmm. I would say take the steps necessary to accomplish it this year.
Yeah.
But have the backup plan, which will be next year.
Yeah.
Simply because I hear that shit so many often, bro. Like, oh, I'm gonna drop this. You sound just like You sound like a broken record, bro. When it comes to like fucking artists, bro, who I hear all the time, like, yeah, bro, I'm gonna drop a track fucking 2 years from now, bro. Or, you know what I'm saying? Or like they have shit that they don't drop. You know what I'm saying? Like, so to strive away from that, bro, and to really make yourself, because you're giving yourself a 5-year plan, right?
Yeah.
But you should be thinking of a fucking 1 year, like what this year plan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if it's something truly that you really care about, get that fucking ball rolling. Because the only one that's delaying, obviously, the fucking timeline is you.
It's me. I know. I understand. And just to throw a little bit segue, for Volume 5, I have Joe Maynard on the cover. Mm-hmm. And during our interview, I asked him, I said, hey, man, do you have a 5-year plan, 10-year plan, or do you map your career out? And he was like, no, I do it day by day.
Day by day.
Because something could happen tomorrow, and that'll change the entire 10-year plan that I have. So I accept your advice because I've heard it before, and it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's very stable because I don't know what could happen in 2 months.
Yeah, bro, because you limit yourself, bro.
Yeah.
If you set yourself fucking 3 years, what the fuck are you going to do within the other time?
Yeah.
Unless you really have other shit that you're doing, bro.
Nah, not really. I just. It's excuses. It's all excuses.
Yeah.
It's all excuses.
Yeah. But I hope you do it sooner, bro.
I want to, man. Like, I love the music game, especially in Bakersfield. Mm-hmm. And with you personally, you've been doing this a few years now. 1 year. It hasn't been a long time, has it?
It's been
I know
this month is 8 months.
See, fuck. 8 months.
8 months.
That's because you have something very special on it, and I say this all the time. You have something that people want, that people need, and even on top of that, man, you're revolutionizing freestyling, because freestyling is not something everybody can do. It's not even at the forefront of talent that people look for when they look for an artist. You know what I mean? So the fact that you're doing everything and your whole sole basis is rooted in freestyling, and people are receptive to that shit, it makes sense why you're moving in the direction you're moving with the plans you're moving, because people want it. People want it.
Like you said in the last interview, bro, fucking freestyling, bro, it's a lost art, bro.
Yeah.
It's a lost appreciation, but I promise you, when people hear it, bro, when people, like, especially someone good, it's fucking life-changing, bro. And I don't mean in a cliche way, like, truly, it's fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
And especially with my alumni, like, I don't get tired of listening there, bro, because everything is new. Everything is, they're intuitive with what is there. They're coming up with shit. It's just every time I'm editing, bro, truly, when I'm editing, when I'm looking at Vinny and he's freestyling A-Reese or all these guys, like, I smile, bro. I can't stop smiling.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't get tired of editing the content. I don't get tired of, going back and forth edit. No, I'm taking that shit every new time. It sounds different.
Right.
And that's the beautiful thing about a freestyle is, like, you're taking every little thing that they said is they made it on the spot. So you have the opportunity to take every little thing individually. And never get tired of it.
Right.
So, yeah, man, I completely agree with you, bro. It's a lost art, and I'm proud that Barz On Wheels is making shit happen to revolutionize, like you said, and show that appreciation, especially with the off-the-dome freestyles.
Yeah. Now, with all the success you're having, with all the ideas you have, with everything you've done, you know, people would say like, oh, well, you're not moving right if you don't have haters, or you don't have people trying to be like you and this and that. Have you seen anybody try and like recreate your idea or try and jump on a bandwagon and be like,
so funny.
This is what they're doing, let me try and do the same thing, you know?
Facts. Yeah, bro. So 3 months ago, there was so Joseph caught this actually. So he sent me a screenshot of another Barz On Wheels page. They're based in London.
Oh shit.
So the UK type shit.
You still have that screenshot?
I would most likely obviously add it to this, but this basically what they did is they copied the entire entity of Barz On Wheels. So the logo is the same. The only difference is that it's spelled different.
Right.
But everything's the same. The logo, the way it looks, the outline, everything's the fucking same. The colors are a little bit different. Yeah. But the premise of it as well is the same. But what they use is an Amazon truck, the delivery trucks, and they put a barber chair in the middle. So I think initially they cut hair and shit, and they're going. But it's not freestyle. It's just like drill rap.
Yeah.
So someone's just performing a music video type shit. But the car doesn't go. It just it just stays there. It's like parked.
That's fucking boring.
And the angle comes through the door from the other side. Like that's it. It doesn't move. So yeah, they copied literally the same shit, bro. And the funny thing, bro, is that the owner or the person that owned it, whatever, I go to his page and he literally shows stories, like on his stories, right? He like saves him and shit like in the captions like, oh, it all started with a vision.
Your vision.
Yeah, I can't believe this happened so fast.
Yeah.
Or like we're about to go up type shit. You know what I'm saying? So I saw that, bro, and I cannot fucking tolerate it, bro. So that time, bro, I initiated the trademarking process for Barz On Wheels, which is long overdue. But it's just the funding that obviously takes some out to to get a lawyer. I got
Killjoy trademark, bitches. So don't you fucking
to make that shit legit and stuff. So we made it happen. Shout out to Jared. He's our lawyer from New York. He got the trademark and everything was official. And I've considered suing and like going like legal action.
Yeah.
But I have to see how that will go.
Yeah.
Like the
definitely.
details.
I would just take that like, cause you're doing your shit so much so that you have other people trying to bite off your plate, and it's like that feels good, but it also kind of disrespect because it's your vision at the end of the day, and somebody else is stealing it.
Facts. Like what's that one quote? Like the biggest like act of flattery is
the biggest form of imitation is the biggest form of flattery.
Imitation is the biggest form of flattery. Yeah.
Bullshit. No,
bullshit.
It's not. Yeah. Get your own shit.
Yeah. Facts.
That's dope. You know, and I'm in a great position right now because I love hearing about what's new. You know, my job always requires me to sit there and be like, you're this, you're this, you're this, you're that, you're that. And it feels good when it's actually true and I'm not just coming out with bullshit. You know what I mean? I know recently you been nominated for a Beggars for the Music Award. I feel a little kind of way because I don't want to be nominated, but that just brings up the question. It's like, we had talked about it before off camera, like whatever. How does that feel? How did you find out that you were nominated for a Beggars for the Music Award?
Yeah, so I guess a real estate owner that I know, who we're not like amazing friends, but we know each other. Yeah. She told me that I was nominated. She gives me a call. She's like, hey, surprise, you're actually nominated. Let me get your info and whatnot. And I was like, oh shit, that's really cool. But I was like worried, like, oh, is it for me, for my personal brand, like Manny Flores Films, or is it for Barz On Wheels? She's like, oh, Barz On Wheels, like I got nominated. I was like, yo, that's so sick. But I want to make clear though, I don't give a fuck about awards. Like I truly don't.
As you should not.
I don't care about them. But it'll be a great piece of content. And I already envision how we're gonna, create the content, how are we going to film, what are we going to wear, what I'm going to say. Like, all of that is already coming into fruition. But whether it happens or not, it'll be a great piece of content. And, yeah, man, I think it's cool because it's a step into the right direction in planting our seed, especially, growing that seed here in Bakersfield. Right. I think my main focus has been going to L.A. just because we have, according to the analytics, we have a bigger audience there, right? And the hip-hop game is strong there.
And that fucking sucks.
It is unfortunate.
It sucks that you have a bigger audience in LA. When you started this, you're doing this, you're continuing this for the city. You know what I mean? And I just feel like I don't know.
Well, that would not be true, bro. I'm gonna be honest. It's not for the city.
Okay.
I don't do it for nobody other than myself. If I'm being completely honest, transparent with you. my whole story or my narrative wasn't like, oh, let's represent Bakersfield.
No, yeah.
Not my fucking ideal.
For the city, where it's like you're limiting for the city, but when you started it, I assume your first vision was to try and uplift the artists in Bakersfield.
Yes.
At first.
Yes.
Because even with KILJOY, like I've covered artists outside of the city. You know, I'm not only say nobody else but Bakersfield.
Yeah.
Man, it just sucks that when you started this, you look to support your local artists, and a different city has more. You know, I don't know.
Well, yeah. I've heard this argument before, and I'm gonna say the same thing I said that one time because my vision hasn't changed. So when it comes to Bakersfield and when it comes to obviously our growth here, and it's not the same versus obviously LA, obviously of course, right? So, but in my head, I don't blame the consumer. I blame the product, and I think it's all dependent on how that product is delivered and marketed towards those people.
Right.
If there is no pocket of hip hop or freestyle in Bakersfield, it's because I haven't created it and I haven't really focused on presenting that, marketing that to the consumers. Right. There is an appreciation for music.
Absolutely.
There is an appreciation for some like a come up story, right? Like Barz On Wheels,
Absolutely.
right? But it is my job, and I take full responsibility of this, and I am gonna commit to this. My responsibility is, the way I see it is, it's my responsibility to present this to the people in Bakersfield and convince them that this is a product they have to purchase, they have to buy in, right? So I don't blame them, I blame myself.
Absolutely.
So I think if we like shift that mentality of like, oh, fuck Bakersfield because I have a bigger audience here, or fuck this place because I have a bigger audience here, they don't support me, I'm a local artist, whatever it is, we're just gonna stay in that narrative. And we're just going to complain the entire fucking time.
Right.
So I think it's important to shift the mentality and see people differently. See different pockets of areas differently, right? Like, I'm not going to be fucking as successful in Oregon, right? Just because of, it's just the music doesn't, it's not as big there, right? But for freestyle or hip hop. But LA, it makes sense to grow there. And if the way this most likely will happen is this, bro. I will make a presence in LA. The buzz will fucking grow, and from there we will spread like wildfire in all the other fucking cities.
Right.
Which is completely fine.
Right.
But that's most likely what's gonna fucking happen. But the almost optimal, right? The best way, right? I'll feel the best about would be if like each city will have its own appreciation at different times. Right. And have their own connection with Barz On Wheels. But also maybe it's because I haven't really focused on it. I haven't focused in Bakersfield.
Right.
I focused entirely on LA, and maybe that's why I'm successful, right? So I just have to shift my focus and find a way to target it. So going back obviously to the Bakersfield City Award, Music Awards and stuff, or I think it's called the Beautiful Bakersfield Awards.
Okay.
I think it's a great step into presenting that new market to, especially with the news. With all the sponsors, bro, all the money that's gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna have money, bro.
Networking.
Yeah. So I mean, if I could fucking speak to them, bro.
No, that's what
Hopefully.
it is. Like I said, when I went last time, I was invited last time. That's what I did. Which is why the last two covers for KILJOY came about, because I was able to meet them for the first time and everything like that. So it's very exciting news, man. It's very exciting news. Like I said, I always walk away with gems.
Facts.
Always, which is great, which is amazing. Because like I said, you definitely have something very special.
Thank you, bro.
Very special. Very special.
Yeah, you said that the first time, bro.
I say it all the time. Yeah. And even like the very first time we talked, I don't remember how long ago that was, but I was in my house, the back room of my house.
I miss that studio too.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
We gonna make this.
No, I love this, bro. This is dope.
But that was the first iconic spot. It was fucking dope. Yeah, man. Anything you want to tell the people? Anything they can look forward to outside of everything we've talked about so far?
Yeah. I would say just obviously keep a lookout for the content. But I just want to give basically a shout out. So something really special that happened after the event was there was a lot of people who messaged me who said obviously sorry I couldn't make it when I went out. And even those people, even though they didn't show up to the event, they donated money.
Right.
They sent money. Like for example, my friend Dietrich, obviously he couldn't show up.
Right.
But he sends me a message. I send him a voice message like, hey, bro, thank you so much for this and that. And he sends me obviously a crazy amount of money, which was fucking surprised the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
But it just really stood out to me because he didn't have to do that. these fans, the people who support us, don't have to send money because they're not consuming anything, at least in that day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you don't go to the show, you don't have to pay money, but a lot of people did. And I was receiving like randoms amount like $42, $62, $100. And I was like, what the fuck, you know? And it just goes to show how supportive, you know, these people are. But something that Dietrich said that really stood out to me was, he said, I just want to see it happen. Like, I just want to see that thing, that whatever's happening, bro, whatever you're doing, whatever process, whatever vision you have, I want to see it happen, Manny. That's what he said. Right. And it just got to me, bro, because it was like, it's almost like a responsibility. You know, like there's almost like a cheering, like a line of people cheering on the side. And it's my job to fucking cross that finish line and deliver, right? Not only for them, of course, but for myself to accomplish it and do it successfully and celebrate at the end of that fucking finish line, right?
Yeah.
And it just really stood out to me that there's people out there who are watching, who are listening, who are attentive, and who know that I need their support, and they're fucking there to do it.
And those are the best kind of people.
Those are the best fucking kind of people, bro.
Understand that what you got is something special, and they want to do what they can
exactly
to make sure that everybody else knows how special it is. Because the same guy, man, like I could not do some of the stuff I've done without him. You know what I mean? And it's not money-wise, you know what I mean? It's just the fact that it's the support, the belief.
It's the belief,
It's
bro.
the belief. And
someone
that's it.
believes in you.
And that's it. It's got to be no money at all. If you believe in what we got going on, man, that is all we want. Of course, we need money. We got to eat and shit. But it's the belief. And it begins and ends there is the belief.
Yeah, bro. So that's the biggest thing I would say. And, I mean, like, it transcends from there. It branches out from there, like, from Dietrich. Like, Dietrich is, like, one of the many people who did it. But, like, even the people who, for example, like, when the event happened, bro, the day of, the car breaks down. The van breaks down, and my whole fucking light, like, I kid you not, bro. When I get out the car, I'm looking at the smoke and shit, and everyone's concerned. Everyone got the cameras. My team is watching me, and I couldn't handle the stress that was happening in the moment, and I just fucking burst out crying, bro. Yeah. I just couldn't do it, and I'm not a person to cry, bro. The last time I cried was, like, fucking middle school. But I just couldn't handle it, bro. And I just burst out crying, bro. And I couldn't look at them because I was so upset and disappointed in myself. And I didn't want them to see me in such a vulnerable position.
Yeah.
And it took me like 2 minutes, maybe 5 minutes to like really recover myself and think. Like, how am I going to solve this, right?
Yeah.
And I was so worried. I called so many people like, hey, Mezcal, hey, Mike, I'm not going to get there in time. Like, are you guys doing, like, I couldn't speak, bro. I was studying. Yeah. And he's like, Mezcal was like, don't worry about it, bro. I got it. Okay, just make sure you get here. The show is not going to start without you, so make sure you're here. That's all you got to worry about.
Yeah.
Mike, I can't do. Like, don't worry about it. I got it. We're already doing this, right? And that's the whole beautiful thing about fucking a team, bro. And again, people who fucking believe. You know what I'm saying? Like, people who believe in what you're doing enough that I don't have to tell them what the fuck to do, bro. I didn't have to tell nobody, especially when we got there at 6:30. The doors open at 6:30. And already at 6, bro, there was people there setting up. Sound, the DJ, the security, everyone. I didn't tell them nothing, bro. And, of course, obviously, these are people who are professionals. But still, these are people who believe, bro. And it's a beautiful thing to see all these elements, new people I didn't fucking never meet, just come together and be like, yo, we're setting this shit up in the next fucking 30 minutes. We're going to make it happen, man.
Yeah.
And that comfort, bro, was a beautiful thing.
Such a beautiful thing, man. Such a beautiful thing. I'm so glad that turned out
the way it did. Because
that any kind of hiccup, especially a hiccup on that scale, it really could have fucked up everything.
Yeah.
It really could have. But the fact that you were able to recover and it turned out how it turned out, it means you're supposed to be doing this. You know what I mean? It means you're supposed to be doing this, which is how I see it. You know. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I cannot wait to see where you go from here. I'm calling it now TV show. I don't know if you thought about it or not. I'm calling TV show right now. If it happens,
who knows? Netflix, Hulu.
You know, I'm calling TV show because reality TV shows right now are on a raid. So I'm calling TV show.
Who knows?
Yeah, man. Again, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you, bro.
On the Orange Couch in the KILJOY Studios. It's always a pleasure when you come by. Always a pleasure when you come by.
Much love, bro. Thank you so much.
No problem, no problem. Real quick, before we get out of here, man, Killjoy Volume 5 pre-order is live on the site now. It's a limited amount of pre-orders. If you believe, if you support, if you believe in this man, anybody, pre-orders. All right?
Shouts to Joe Maynard.
Shouts out to Joe Maynard, man. The real cool guy. All right, that's it.
All right, brother. Thank you so much, bro.
No problem. Peace.
All right, let me pause the thing.